Anemone is a 2025 indie film starring Daniel Day-Lewis. Actor, great, yeah! Directed by his son, Ronan Day-Lewis. Horrible Nepo baby, bad! Or is it? It follows Sean Bastard Bean, playing Jem Stoker, as he sets off to an isolated cabin in the woods to reconnect with his brother, Ray Stoker, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, in order to bring him out of exile and hopefully bring their family back together. So the general criticism of this is that the acting from Daniel Day-Lewis is great, but the screenplay is bad. I don't know where acting comes from. They think that he just turns up and starts talking, and then they go, yeah, that'll be good. What is this? I don't understand. Like, this is just such a film bro sort of thing to say, to be like, of course we're not going to talk about his performance because it's Daniel Day-Lewis. We all know he's an excellent actor. Like, the fact that there are scenes where he's just Daniel Plainview and his Yorkshire accent slips, we'll bypass that because he's Daniel Day-Lewis, he's untouchable, everyone knows he's great. But his son couldn't have directed him well because he's just a Nepo baby. We can't judge him on the actual quality of the film. We have to say, no, that it's a debut feature, it's not perfect, so it's shit, and we've got shit on it. You know, I don't really get the criticisms because they don't seem to be engaging with the film. They seem to be engaging with like a predetermined view, which, I mean, that's what film bro conversations are anyway. What role does the director play if the acting's good but the screenplay's not? I don't understand anyway. But yeah, anyway, there's very little dialogue in the film, that's true. There's a few monologues which illuminate some things. So yeah, like the people saying, oh yeah, there's nothing in it except for a few monologues which don't illuminate anything, even though they do. The script's littered with clues and snippets along the way. It's constantly giving you information. It's constantly seeding ideas which build up a sense of dread and anticipation. I don't know what's the problem. Like when Ray's pointing a rifle at an animal and Jem's just watching him like he's an animal himself. He's like watching his behaviour, thinking, what is going on in this man's head? Does he really just sit in that cabin all day thinking about shitting on priests? Or the scene where they go for a swim, which feels like some sort of brotherly baptism, and it's basically telling us that these two are really hard bastards because that's the Irish Sea, not Benidorm. Yeah, just generally, I don't see bad screenwriting as not giving you all the information. I think that's the opposite. I think, like, I don't know, maybe we're just in a time where everything has to be explained explicitly right up front, or we get lost. I don't know. But I felt like I was constantly being given something new to muse over, which it's just normal. I don't know what the problem is. Unless people think it's unintentional, unless they think, oh, this was supposed to really explain what was happening. Him just looking out the window is supposed to explain to you what's happening, and it's failed to. Because it's not. It's clearly doing what it's intended to do. You can see it in the editing as well. Like there's a scene where Ray Stoker does do this big monologue about a priest, and it's cutting back and forth like a Sidney Lumet film, where he used to do that thing where he wouldn't cut. You know, like first-time filmmakers will cut to the person talking, and then when they reply, they will just cut back and forth like that. And Sidney Lumet used to do a bit where it would just cut, say, every 5 seconds, it would cut between them no matter what was being said. And that happens in this scene, and it's like, it cuts to Sean Bean when Ray's saying something that's important, and you don't know whether he's telling this story because it's amusing him or because it's upset him or because it's scarred him, and you also don't know if he's making it up or not. And cutting away from him at that point, like, withholds that information, right? So this is clearly intentional, right? The reason that everything is explained in the script is the same reason that this scene is edited in this way, because it's withholding information from you and it's making you work for it. It's all intentional. And its intention is to build up this sense of dread. And it made me feel like recently I had to attend a funeral, and I wasn't looking forward to it. I knew that once it was over, things would be better, but it was like, you've got this time to wait until it's happening, and no amount of reading books or hoovering or folding clothes is going to make it come faster. It's going to be hanging over you until you get there. Like, once you get there and you're through it, it's done. But it's that gap in between, that waiting. That's what this film made me feel like. Something's coming, something's going to happen, and it's going to happen in its own time. I think that is very hard to pull off, especially if everything was just explained up front. You wouldn't have that, because you wouldn't have these questions. You wouldn't be thinking, what is he capable of? Why is he in exile? Is he a violent man? Is Sean Bean a violent man? Is there going to be some violence? Is there going to be this? What is going to happen? I only have like an inkling of what's going to happen, but the whole sense of everything tells me that something bad is going to happen. and I'm feeling that in my guts right now. But there are parts where the music's too loud, I'll give you that, and there's something like I don't understand the music theory of it, but there's parts where some music plays in it and the music feels like it's complete, and it shouldn't be like 20 minutes in. It plays over the end credits, and you're like, yeah, right, we're at the end of our journey now, that makes sense, but playing it 20 minutes in feels like we've reached the end of something that we haven't, because we've just had questions up to that point, pretty much. So yeah, that was an odd choice, and there are odd choices in it. But like I saw another review that said that like I'd rather see someone make wild swings and miss than someone play it safe and boring. Which is, I mean, that's like I definitely felt that about this film. There are some moments that are quite. There's a really mad dancing moment which I don't understand what the purpose of that was, but again I feel like I will go back and go, oh right, yeah, I get that now. I think people will revisit this film because there's a lot of subtler moments in it. There's a lot. I think Sean Bean did a lot in this film, and I think he's, because of this film bro attitude that everything's got to be about Daniel Day-Lewis because he's come out of retirement. I think people have missed a lot of what Sean Bean does in this film. I think Sean Bean actually does a lot more heavy lifting. Ray seems more of a straightforward character. He is the sort of no bullshit Yorkshireman, and Sean Bean is more conflicted because he has that military background and that macho background, but he's also very sensitive. You notice the moments where he notices things around him where Ray just stares straight through them. I thought that was really interesting because I think Sean Bean has been on autopilot quite a lot lately, which you will be if you know you're not going to make it to the end of the film. No, he doesn't die in everything. Yeah, Anemone, I thought it was a great debut. I think it's going to be revisited soon, especially I think when he directs another feature film, and then people will go, oh right, he did mean to do that. Sometimes it takes that, doesn't it? Because people will just assume that they're doing something wrong if it doesn't feel right, and then when he makes his second film and they realise, oh no, he's doing that again. He's evolved it a bit, but he's still this is how he tells stories and this is his style. So yeah, I think it'll be revisited. But yeah, if you like films like Putty Hill or The Unloved, then you'll likely like this. It's released in UK cinemas today, so check it out. We are IndieMDB for everything indie. Citizen.